How do they do that? How do they turn a family member against you?
So everyone in the United States, so if you look, a summary of our main message is number one, everyone in the United States, and it appears to be most of the world, are being tracked by certain satellites. And these satellites are called GPS satellites. And they are the latest technology. All of this is done with a top secret clearance. They have more than 190 satellites under their direct control. They track the precise location of every US citizen by bouncing a microwave beam right here on the top back part of your head. And if you place your hand there firmly, put your knuckles right above it, you can actually feel the microwave pulses. They're about once per second. Everyone in the United States is tracked. Every person that I have tested with my own hand, I can feel the microwave pulse. And these weapons produce a microwave scalar beam. In other words, this is a new type of technology that operates under a very mysterious wave. It's called a scalar wave. And it is apparently part of the deep state plan to monitor, track, and surveil everyone on the planet.
Oh, okay, great.
They aren't particular just to US citizens. We have found that this is a global program. About a year ago, I counted more than 60 countries that have sent us emails from individuals saying they're also being attacked in these similar methods that we've described. So there's the gang stalking, there's the directed energy weapons that I've just described, and there's another thing that's very debilitating to approximately 2/3 of the targeted individual community, and it's called voice to skull, or V2K. This is a technology that was actually developed in the early 1960s by a scientist by the name of Dr. Alan Fry, and it's called the Fry effect. And they can literally take this microwave beam and point it anywhere on your skull, and you will be the only one that will hear the voices that come through it. So you stand there and say, there's somebody cussing me out and calling me horrible names 24 hours a day. You cannot switch it off. There's no firewall for your mind. And the technology is very real. They're using the same technology on every US citizen as a subliminal message. It is broadcast from cell towers 24 hours a day. Very disturbing. And a federal judge has already ruled that subliminal messaging is illegal because it's an invasion of privacy. Yet we still have not convinced enough of the public that this is real, that everyone in the United States is technically a targeted individual. Your location is being tracked very precisely, and they're beaming messages at your head subliminally 24 hours a day. And there was a scientist by the name of Dr. Ross Adey, A-D-E-Y. You can look him up. He worked for the CIA many years ago, back in the 1950s and 1960s. There's a class action lawsuit in Canada right now that involves this man because he did horrible things to a whole class of Canadian citizens, where he did these microwave tests on them, fried their brains, and was able to program them just like you program a computer, using these techniques of subliminal messaging into the mind. You can create a secondary personality that can be switched on and off like a button. Class action lawsuit right now in Canada that's trying to address this CIA-funded doctor. And he did grisly experiments. He bragged once that he could turn anyone into a serial killer. Primarily from the cell phone towers. They can also emit messages from satellites as well, because they're tracking you very precisely. So that same wave can act as a carrier wave to carry messages at your head 24 hours a day. It can be used to say, hey, vote for this person over and over and over. So your earlier question that I don't think I answered was, how can they manipulate the family members? It's done with subliminal messaging 24 hours a day coming from cell towers. Most people can actually feel it, but if you'll circle your arm around, the microwave beams are projected at the center of your head, and you can actually feel the heating in your knuckles right in this area. When you hold it between your head and a cell tower, you'll feel a pulse right here on your the heating. Actually, you can feel it in the cartilage of your knuckles. It's very sensitive there. And you can go all the 360 degrees around you and feel the microwave. You can pick out where a cell tower is, direct locations. Every cell tower within several miles of you is broadcasting a beam at your head and sending you subliminal messages. most people are not aware. We've recorded some of these. You can actually get a microphone and point it at a cell tower, and it will demodulate the voice. And some are horrible messages saying you hate yourself, you're fat, you're ugly, broadcast 24 hours a day.
God.
Yes, this is very real. We've recorded these messages. We've got some on our website. This is not just happening to targeted individuals. Everyone in the United States is being precisely tracked and being hit with subliminal messages 24 hours a day. Unfortunately, there's a patent called remote neural monitoring, and we've got it listed on our website. I don't recall the precise number, but it describes in detail how they can read your brain waves by intersecting two signals in your brain. And there's a differential that's created by your brain waves, and they can read that back from a cell tower or a satellite. And over a period of weeks or months, they can literally read most of the thoughts of your mind. What they do to TIs typically is they'll take your old spouse, you're divorced, they'll take your old spouse's voice, mimic it, and use it to harass you. But the main thing that people should know, the ordinary citizens should know, is put up a block in your subconscious mind. I will only react to constructive suggestions. That can certainly be helpful. Or I will ignore all subliminal messages.
So today we have launched our drone first responder program. We have 6 drones located across the city, and it allows us to respond to any part of the city in less than 2.5 minutes. So like right now, for example, when my drone pilot Ryan's standing back there, like for example, what's this run right here? All these red boxes that you see, this is the map, that's one of these runs, it's a traffic stop. And so we can just hit respond here and launch a drone to that traffic stop right here from the building. And you're going to see here briefly, it's going to actually, this is launching from the fire station off Outer Drive. What you see here is the actual drone over on the fire station. Ryan's about to launch it and take control of it. And it allows us to get a picture of what's happening. And that live picture representative can not only available to us here in our information center, but can be in the scout cars and in the officer's hands. If you see a drone above you, there's a way for our residents to go onto a transparency dashboard representative and see why that drone was in the sky, why we launched it to bring a level of accountability. So we're not just flying these around without purpose.
President Trump, we support you. We support ICE. Our country was made for Americans, not for Somalis. Pro-ICE, baby! America first, America only! We'll see you here, February 7th, Saturday, 12 noon, outside the Minnesota State Capitol.
Open border, bad. People coming in illegally mean higher prices. Houses, car, food go up. You fund them. Billions and billions. Also, criminals, rapists, murderers, traffickers. You don't want people in your house unvetted. ICE, good. ICE help get bad people out. Save economy and save country. Maybe ICE make oopsie, but oopsie rare. Tough job. Especially with Dumbos hating ICE. Dumbos threaten ICE. Spit on them. Don't be like Dumbos. Support ICE. Make ICE job easier. Help tribe.
I did a video about Mamdani not cleaning up the trash in New York, and people were like, oh, it's because of city snow, because of ice. Do you see this? This is because of nothing. Look, this is the Great Wall of New York City trash. This is now a national landmark, actually. You can't even see that there is a road on the opposite side of this. I'm about 6 feet tall. Look at this. This is my height. At the very least, I'll give it to Mamdani. They separated the recycles and the wall of trash. So you have a nice wall of recycles here and a beautiful wall of trash here. This is insane.
This is literally if I were in charge of driving a snowplow tractor.
He's just dumping it in the fucking bus lane.
I mean, it makes it melt.
This is crazy.
No, I feel like these guys are like doing acid or something funny.
I kind of want to get down there and give it a go.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
He's just dumping it in the street.
The evidence suggested there really was not an Epstein list if you were watching this case with any sort of eagle eye.
We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on. I've about had it with all that stuff.
He killed himself. You want me to get? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
You were convinced that Epstein killed himself in jail. Today, 8 months after that, are you still convinced?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, sir.
There has been no evidence of that. I'm looking through all of the documents, and so far there is still no evidence. I'm open to it. If you listen to me, I just feel like it's like the obsession. I mean, bringing the Clintons in, it's ridiculous.
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that.
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself.
I'm untouchable. You should know that.
And then he said, sir, if you'd like, you can go and sleep. You know, it's a 20-hour trip. If you'd like, you can go and sleep. We have quarters prepared for you. I said, no, I don't have to sleep. I've been on a plane sleeping for 20, I'm sleeping the plane. I don't sleep on planes. I don't like sleeping on planes, you know. I like looking out the window watching for missiles and enemies, actually.
This is the world's first treadmill bike, which was made in the Netherlands. Its name is Lopafit, and it was created by Dutch entrepreneur Bruinberg Meester. It does not have pedals, but is fitted with a treadmill belt. Just keep walking, and with the help of a 350-watt motor, gives a speed of 15 to 17 miles per hour. Once charged, it can run for 40 to 60 miles and offers 6 gear settings. This is why it is called the most unique bike of the modern era.
This isn't a chicken sandwich, it's an